This is not financial advice. I just saw you a bunch of oven mitts, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. I want to say make sure you talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area so that you can get financial advice that is particular to what's going on. This is just for educational purposes only. Let's talk about one of the hottest IPOs that's about to drop, and it is ticker symbol BLSH. Stock bullish. It's not out yet. An IPO means initial public offering. A lot of these companies you can't buy on the stock market, but you're going to be able to buy in the future, and this is one of them that's coming about the week of August 11th. So now that we see it, they're saying that it's between $28 and $31. However, when it comes out, IPOs have been so hot this year that it's very unlikely that it's going to remain that price. But if you're on a Robinhood app or Webull app or various other apps, you could go look it up right now if you so choose, because there is risk in IPOs to get some and try to lock it in at this price. Over on KGU, we've been already looking into this type of stuff, but I'm going to give you the facts right now before this even drops for free right here on YouTube. The price is subject to market conditions is what they're telling you on their official website. They're saying that this is a institutionally focused digital asset platform focused on spot assets and derivatives for the exchange. What does all of that mean? In mumbo jumbo stock market English, let's switch that over to regular English. It means that they're not focused on regular investors. They're focused on the big dogs. When the Bank of America, when Charles Schwab, when BlackRock, when ARK Invest, when they want to get involved in cryptocurrency, they can go through this company to be able to do it. This means that their customers are going to be very, very, very wealthy. So then the shareholders like that, and people want to become a shareholder for that very reason. Now let's look into some of the facts. I looked on a website called CoinDesk, remember that name, and it says that the crypto firm Bullish seeks to raise up to $629 million when they do this IPO and have a valuation, aka if you add all of the shares up together, of about $4.2 billion. And then I went and dug a little deeper and seen what institutions are already trying to load up on this, right? The fund managers at BlackRock, which is the largest asset manager in the world, and then ARK Invest have shown interest in buying up to $200 million worth at the IPO price, is what the company Bullish said. Then I told you, remember the name CoinDesk? It says the company which owns CoinDesk said this. Family, they own the company CoinDesk, the news outlet, but also the exchange. So now we got to see, okay, if they're in charge of the news and they're also letting out an IPO, they're going to be able to tell you really whatever they want. So you want to, instead of just listening to what they have to say, dig deeper, dig into the facts like we always do here. That's why people subscribe to the channel, because I don't just give you the hype, I give you the real. Check this out. A concise breakdown of notable IPOs. So we're going to use history of the last, let's call it 5 initial public offerings to see what's been happening in 2025 when these new companies come out. And before I get into that, I want to invite you to something really special.
2 hours of focused learning could finally take the guesswork out of trading. Keenan and I are hosting a live 2-hour options workshop to show you the exact strategies we use to trade the markets with consistency and confidence. I will be teaching you how to build winning credit spreads so you can grow your account without being limited to just a few ticker symbols with low strike prices.
And I'll show you how to time your entries like a pro, spot clean setups, read multiple time frames, and I'll teach you how to use stop losses in a way that actually protects your gains.
It's all happening Saturday, August the 9th at 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST, and spots are limited.
Click the link to lock in your seat. Thank us later when your trading starts making sense and starts making money.
Your future self will thank you.
The link is in the top of the description, and I'm going to pin it to the top comment as well. I'm looking forward to see you there. And if you can't make it there on that time, if you lock in your position, we'll send you the recording. But there will be no recording sold after Saturday. When you look at the last few IPOs that were really hot on the market, literally almost all of them were absolutely on fire. A stock named Figma on the first day, it was up 250%. Circle on the first day, 168%. CoreWeave on the first day, it was modest, but then it ended up going over 300%. You got Chime. This one jumped 37%. And eToro, when it debuted, it was up 34%, but then it has come down. So there is an element of risk there when they come down. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you're playing IPOs, when you're paying the earnings, when you're playing hot news events, real traders understand that you could get in, you could get up, and you could get out. But some people don't understand that, and then they go and they end up being what they call exit liquidity for people who want to sell it to somebody else who believes that it's just gonna go up forever. they use them to be able to get out of the plays. And I'm trying to help you not become that and understand, because I was watching a video the other day. There was somebody who wasn't a trader and they was speaking on trading. And again, I love to see it, but it was a sign that education was needed. A stock had went up from about $100 to about $160, and then it fell down to about, let's call it even $70. And this happened in a span of about a week. So it went from 100 to 160 and it fell all the way down to like 70. The person in the video claimed that you couldn't make money on this unless you got lucky. I'm looking at that and I'm saying to myself, wait, you could have got in at 100 and then it went up to 160 and then you could have sold it anywhere on the way back down. Maybe you couldn't have sold it at the top, but you could have sold it when it fell back to 150, 140, 130, 120. You're still in profit because you bought it at 100. You could sell it. You're just gonna watch it go down under 100 and just say, man, what do I do? As if you have no game plan. Oh, that's what it is. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Family, there's so much money to be made on the stock market and it's actually extremely easy. People try to make it seem complicated, and I'm trying to tell you that it's not complicated. It's actually extremely easy. So let's get to this money. Let's get to this bag and let's stop playing around. So then I looked into the details and I kind of averaged it out. With this company, Bullish, it could potentially come out at about 25 to 30% more than what is expected, depending on how much enthusiasm exists. Because you can't ask everybody who's in the stock market. You can't ask everybody at once, but it could come out 30% up, if not significantly more than that. And that would give us a $40 opening or higher than that. But we want to see. But I just gave you an example. If people got in at 40 and this thing ran up 50, 60, 70, 80, and then it started to come back down 70, 60, 50. Wait, then you get in at 40. If you go into a negative space, you back at 40 at break even. You at 30, you at 20. Family, at what point was you gonna sell it before you lost money? It's that simple. Just because it's simple don't mean people are gonna follow the plan. Because the thing is, people want every single thing that they get into to turn up 10,000% overnight. They want that. And I understand that. Life is hard. The economy is bad. Unemployment is higher than it's been. But if you don't have a plan, then you will surely lose. And I'm here to tell you the truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear, yo, this is going to the moon. Because I've been on this YouTube thing for going on 6 years now. And I know I've been running into some knucklehead crash test dummies. But not everybody is like that. It's like less than 1% of people who are like that. But I know I'm talking to the people who understand that there's money to be made even when things are hot. And then when you make money with those hot things, you put it over into your ETFs so you could grow long term. Let's keep getting into it. I want to give you another one. This one is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Apple is $211 at the time of this recording. There's some news on it where Apple stock is rallying and pushing the NASDAQ near a record, and they're saying that they got a $100 billion manufacturing pledge. So people thinking they're gonna put $100 billion into the US and start building iPhones there. But a lot of analysts on Wall Street don't believe that. They're saying that it's unlikely that the iPhone will be assembled in the United States, but they're saying small volume products, potentially like the Apple Watch or like a lesser known iPad, might be assembled at that kind of a factory if they go and do it. But people like that, including me. I like it a lot. I'm going to show you one of my Apple positions. I got 143 shares of it, and it's currently up $11,000. And this is not something that I'm trading fast. This is different from like that IPO play, Bullish. This is different from like a Circle. Apple is a stock that you could set it and forget it on, in my personal opinion. Again, I want you to talk to a financial advisor in your area. But if I was to buy Apple, there are two main load up zones that I'm looking for right now. I often tell you, I'm looking to buy it where the institutions buy it. Why? Not because they know everything, but it's because they push the market like crazy. And that's where I want to load up. And that is where I've been finding crazy amounts of success. The first place is 202. You could basically think about it like the low 200s. And even if it dip a little bit under that, the next place is about 208 to about 210. So these two load up zones, that's where I imagine the bus stops. And then like they say, I back up the Brinks truck, boom, loading it up. Then there's another stock, APLD. We really killing this one. And there's two load up zones. One of them is about the $9 range. The other one is about the $13 range. But the lower you get in on something like this, the better. Family, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the masterclass. You know we knocked the last one out of the park. Let's get into this one and let's do even better. I see y'all in the next one. Take care.